have a tale. Well, there's a place I've come to know well, led by a man named Sty. He's full of stories, he is quite a guy. Sit around the campfire and hear him tell his tale. Some may be able to relate to him quite well. We're all just people looking for a place to go. Well, Sty has made one, and it is quite a show. Come meet Sty, he's quite the guy. If you're feeling lonely, come and make a friend. If you need a story, on Sty you can depend. His voice is soothing like a lullaby. Sometimes he brings a tear to my eye. Sit around the campfire and hear him tell his tale. Some may be able to relate to him quite well. We're all just people looking for a place to go. Well, Sty has made one, and it is quite a show. Come meet Sty, he's quite the guy.
Well, hello, folks, and a happy Sunday to you all. Thanks for showing up. It's awesome to see everybody. Not a lot of people out in the comments. Running Water popped in early, making Google eyes at me while he was driving through a little bit of a storm. And Kirk Whipper, Tim, there's Tim. Hey, yeah, we'll have a nice day. The nicest day we can have, whatever we can do to make it nice. You betcha. And then there's Metal Music Maniac. Hands off the cornbread, man. There's plenty to go around. If you want the, what's he saying though? If you want the chili, have at it. I'm camping in the truck. Awesome. Hey, let's see here. Come on, pop up on StreamYard. There we go. Roberto, good to see ya. Hey. Yeah, we'll get into how I'm doing today real shortly here. I'll fill you all in. And I like that. That's my cornbread. Yeah. You get your hand, go and get your fingers slapped. You touch my cornbread. Don't be touching my cornbread. Oh, hey, Kimberly Ferris, great to see you. Oh, it is so good to see you. Yes, absolutely. Yeah. It's here we go. It's another Sunday. Oh boy. I can't complain much as far as how should I put it? The weather's wonderful. Right now, I believe it's 40 degrees. Here in Ashland, Wisconsin, down on the bay, here off of Lake Superior, they're having ice races today. I didn't think they're going to have any this year at all. Well, they got together and plowed their track and decided they're going to ice race. What a day for ice racing. That track's got to be almost all water out there. That ice they're running on's got to be sloppy. And I wish I was down there watching them right now and I could live stream from there. That would have been kind of a blast, That would have been a blast. But I can't be driving today, and I'll explain that to you folks here in a little bit. And there's my buddy Justin. Justin Anderson's in the house. Good afternoon, bud. It's great to see you. Hey, Ramblin' Hick. Good to see you. Thanks for stopping in. How's it going? Well, it's going. You know, life has its way, and it's going. It's going. Oh yeah, at Metal Music, and I've known a few people that build fires during ice fishing. Yeah. Oh yeah, we have that out here all the time. They'll set up anywhere from 5 to 20 ice shacks, and they'll have a fire going right in the center. Everybody hangs out at. You know, they haul a bunch of firewood out there with them, and they build a big old fire. And by the time they get done fishing, they've got a damn near a lake. I mean, they're walking in 4 inches of water for about 50 feet around that damn fire pit they're running. And happens all the time up here. It happens all the time. Hey, I'm going to give you a quick peek. I'll make it full screen. That's what it looks like in my front yard today. Doesn't look too bad. Doesn't look too bad out there today. And like I said, it's about 40 degrees. Things are melting. But it's not going to last. It's not going to last. They're talking 3 to 5 inches of snow between tonight and tomorrow evening. So, yeah, melts off one day, comes back the next. Melts off one day, and then it'll come back again. It's a typical March in northern Wisconsin. So, well, I got somebody in the basement I'm going to pull up, and he's getting ready to pull into a truck stop and get himself settled for the evening. But we're going to pull him up while he's doing that. There he is.
Howdy, y'all.
Hey, Running Water, are you there yet? Are you at Albert Lee?
Yep, I'm in the truck stop. I'm just whipping it around. There's a few pull-through spots, so I don't have to mess with that.
Oh, that's nice. I used to always love those pull-throughs.
Yep, I just have to dodge people just strolling around in the middle of the parking lot.
Yeah. Hey, Step Band Dan, big hugs back at you, buddy. Yeah. Well, Running Water, I'm going to let these folks know why it's not a perfect day today. I've had a rough last 4 days. Last Thursday, we had a snowstorm Wednesday. So last Thursday, I'm out and I'm snowblowing. Well, Wednesday and Wednesday night, I kept itching. My right side, my chest and my side itched like mad. It just itched. Almost felt like poison ivy or something. And I looked, there's no rash or nothing. It just itched. I thought, oh, well, what the heck? You know, maybe too much detergent in my laundry or something, you know. Well, Thursday, I'm out there snowblowing. And it's still itching. Then it started to sting. Then it started to burn. I thought, what the heck? And I kept pushing it and pushing it and pushing it. And I got, I would say, 3/4 of all the snow blowing done. I just didn't get done where we parked the truck and you got to get out into the alley. That didn't get snow blowed. The plow had gone through. There's a berm there. That didn't get snow blowed because when I got to the back of the truck, I said, that's it. I cannot do anymore. So I shut the snowblower down, come in the house, and I got out of my layers of clothes. And I said, well, I have got to figure out what's going on. It burned so bad on my chest and my side. My back even was burning. So I go in the bathroom and I lift my shirt up and look. And oh my God, I got these big patches of blisters. And it's nasty. Well, I thought, I didn't have a clue at first. What the heck is going on? Well, Friday morning, I talked to my daughter, and she says, you know what it is, Dad. I know you know what it is. I said, well, I think it's shingles. And she goes, yeah, it's shingles. You call your doctor right now. You got to call the doctor. So she chewed me out for a half an hour about not calling the doctor on Thursday. I said, by the time I realized that was going on, it was 3, 4 o'clock in the afternoon. And I thought, on a freaking Thursday, 3, 4 o'clock in the afternoon, I ain't going to call the damn doctor. I'll call the doctor tomorrow. So I did. I called the doctor early in the day, Friday. Well, none of the doctors could get me in to actually see me, so I had a virtual doctor's appointment here, just in my studio with my doctor on screen with me. And she had me peel my shirt off and show her. She's barking orders at me. Now turn a little more, little closer to the camera, turn a little more. So she's checking it all out, and she goes, it's very obvious. She says, I'm not glad to let you know this, but you've got a very classic, strong case of the shingles. And she wanted to know when the symptoms started. And I told her, if you count the itching part, she goes, no, when did the swelling and the blisters first show up? When did the skin change? And I told her, and she said, well, that's only about 30 hours ago. That's great, because we got about a 72-hour window, and I can put you on an antiviral will stop that virus within about 7 days. But you got to take that antiviral for 3 times a day for 7 days. I said, well, that's cool. Okay. So I called the cancer center to ask them, because I was supposed to get chemotherapy tomorrow. So I called them and said, okay, I got a bad case of the shingles. My primary doctor put me on a new pain med. It deadens your nerve ends. And she says it works great for the shingles. She said, give it a try. So I got that script, and I said, so what do we do about chemo on Monday? They said, you ain't getting no chemo this week. You're not coming in here with the shingles. No way. Because until all those blisters scab over, they're dry and scabbed over, we can't let you into the clinic here, because it is transferable. Anybody that's had chicken pox could end up with a case of the shingles because they came in contact with you and their immune system is low. And in the cancer center, that's about 8 out of 10 people that have low immune systems, So they said, there's no way we can let you in here until you've gone through the 7-day antiviral thing. So I don't get chemo now until next Monday, the following Monday. Well, so they gave me the new pain med. The cancer doctors gave me more oxycodone, and they told me, they said, take the oxycodone as prescribed and take that nerve pain med, and they said it'll get you about as comfortable as you can be. Well, yeah, but it kicks the shit out of me. I mean, since I've been taking those pain meds, I'm worthless. I mean, I am totally worthless. And I've lost 2 pounds since I started getting the symptoms. And it's because I don't eat as much as I should, because I don't even have the damn ambition to get up and go in the kitchen and fix something. I found that when I take the nerve med and then I take the oxycodone, I got to go lay down, because within 20 minutes, I'm falling asleep just sitting there. Just boom, boom. In fact, I leaned against the wall by the kitchen and I fell asleep standing up. I said, "Oh, I can't have that crap," you know. So when I start feeling that way, head right to bed. Only problem is I'll sleep for 4 to 6 hours. Then I wake up and the pain is kicking in again. So it's been a miserable couple of days, and it's not going to get better for a few more. Ouch. Yeah, Justin said he had shingles last fall and not fun. No, they're not fun. I'm just really glad that it's this time of year and not in the middle of the summer when it's hot. And the thing is I probably would, I had chicken pox when I was a kid. I was 6 years old. Guess what? That was back in 1963. Get real. No, is this? Yeah, it'd be 63. Get real. So 60 years later, and that's the only way you can get shingles, is to have had the chicken pox. And I've had people say, "Well, no, I never had chicken pox, but I got shingles." And their own doctor told them, "Well, you might have had the chicken pox, but you were one of the lucky ones that didn't have it. You might have had a few spots, a couple of the chicken pox marks, and that's it. And probably just thought it was acne or something like that. But you had to have had chicken pox in order to get shingles. You can't get shingles without having had chicken pox." And so I'll tell you what. I've known a lot of people over the years that have had shingles and watched the misery they went through. And again, my doctors came to the rescue, and they got me on pain meds that are getting me through it okay. I got running water's going to be home tomorrow. He's going to be coming home tomorrow. So I'm going to stay off the pain meds till I go pick him up, bring him home. And then otherwise, his visit home, I'm just a dead piece of meat sitting on the couch. I ain't going to be worth a shit. I just ain't going to be worth a shit. But that's the way, and it's like my primary doctor said. She goes, "Sty, damn it." She said, "Getting the shingles on top of the cancer is just adding insult to injury." I said, "That's the way everything is." That's just the way everything's been going the last year for me. Is one step, you think you got it beat, boom, you get hit with something else, and then boom, you get hit with something else. Last week I told you guys I was going to be trimming my beard down to a small beard. I haven't, but I've lost. You can't tell on the camera, but I've lost about 50% of my beard. Every morning I comb the bugger out, and it's a handful of beard hair. And throughout the day I check it. It doesn't fall out. It's weird. It does not fall out during the day. I can comb it all damn day. I don't get any loose hairs. Go to sleep for a few hours and the hairs fall out. Now, what the hell causes that? I mean, why does it only fall out when I'm sleeping? So I don't know. I guess to keep my beard, I got to stay awake all night. I don't know. We'll see. but yeah, so that's the way life is. Oh, uh, yeah, Step Van Dan. That's it. Yeah, you just kind of hold out, you know. Hey, Mr. Fulton, 7 cavities. Your right side, 7 cavities on the left side. Right? Yeah. Ouch. Dentists. I don't like dentists. Nope. 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 Dentists are bad. I don't like them.
Yeah. Though Steve Martin was the best dentist. Candy bar.
Yep. Well, Bill Murray was the best patient.
Right. Yeah.
I tried to grab his tongue with that tweezer. Go ahead. Yes, doctor. Yes, doctor. Yeah. Oh, stop it. I'm going to have to watch Little Shop of Horrors now. I watched it just about a month and a half ago. I don't know how many times I watched that goofy movie. I grew up watching the original one made in the 50s.
Mm-hmm.
And when this new one came out, the musical, oh, to me, it was to die for. It was to die for. Feed me, Seymour. Yeah, no way. Yeah, that's pretty cool. And then I think it's on the edge of plagiarism, that game that we play. What's that name of that game? Where we're out in space, going to all the different planets.
No Man's
No,
Sky.
No Man's Sky, yeah. And you're going to plant the plants they give you that you can grow in your settlements. One of those plants is definitely an Audrey too. It's an Audrey too. I guarantee you. That plant is right out of Little Shop of Horrors. I think that's a tad bit of plagiarism going on there. But heckin', that game, one of my settlements, that's all I planted were Audrey 2s. I got a great big old plantation thing going on. It's all Audrey 2s. Can you hear that whole room full? Feed me, feed me. I don't think you'd get a lot of companies stopping by if they knew you were growing Audrey 2s, but yeah.
Well, you got to feed them somehow.
That's right. Invite all of those pretend friends, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, I haven't gotten much PlayStation time in because Bean killed my TV.
What?
Yeah, because I take the TV from the back and I set it up on front up here when I'm playing. Well, I had it sitting here in the middle, and I got up front, and he jumped up front, jumped out of the TV.
Oh.
And didn't think anything of it, and I took and set it up, and now it's, it's all messed up, and you can see the impact point on there. It's just like, yeah. I mean, I can't really complain. I bought that TV in 2005 when I started driving for that little grain company in Iowa. It's bounced around on several different trucks now for almost 20 years. Yeah.
That's the thing too, is some things you have to stop and And that's like I have people saying to me all the time that I had somebody just the other day say it. They said, "Oh, Sty, I heard about your terminal cancer diagnosis. That's so sad. You're so young." I go, "I'm 66 years old. Quit saying I'm so young." Before I was ever even diagnosed, when I felt like $1,000,000, I was going, "God, I'm getting old. I'm getting old." And so, something was going to happen someday that's going to take me out of this old world, and this is it. This is the time. Well, there's a few times in my life I thought I was going to be checking out of here a lot sooner than that. So, no, I ain't pitching. The Hey guys out there, share this out. Get your friends, come hang out, chat with y'all. I see Ramblin' Hick sub to Step Van Dan. That's great. Yeah, you guys, get to know each other over there in the chat. I don't know what's up today, but I noticed even on Facebook, not a lot of folks active. Usually when I pull all the folks I know, when I pull Facebook up and I got all the folks listed over on the side, I see all of them active, maybe 3 out of 5 people active. That's typical. Today I pulled it up and it's like 1 out of 7 is active. It's like, what the heck is going on? So I don't know what it is. Is it that spring fever thing or something? People are fed up with being at home and just taking off doing something on a Sunday. That could be.
That would explain all the traffic I've had today. I thought it was a Monday. With how much traffic I was seeing. I had to keep checking. It's like, no, it's still Sunday.
Those 2 packages that you told me about, and I went to the door and checked. Sure enough, there's 2 packages sitting on the mailbox. I didn't see the truck, but I bet you it was a Amazon truck, because I have never seen UPS on a Sunday. The Postal Service guaranteed not on a Sunday. So,
yeah, well, I had asked the ex about it, if she'd ever gotten any. And she said that they get packages from the post office on Sundays down there.
We don't up here. I know that.
And I told her, I said, well, yeah, I know they're having financial issues, but they haven't quite spread to our neck of the woods yet.
Because I asked at our post office specifically, and that's when I lived in the apartments. They said, "Oh no, absolutely no deliveries on Sundays. No, our trucks do not run on Sunday." And we were talking about package deliveries, and they said, "No, we don't deliver on Sundays." So I thought maybe FedEx, UPS. Well, these don't have a UPS tag on them or a FedEx. So
right, and on the app, it just tells that it was shipped out through the post office originally, but then it shows it like transferred to different carrier like 3 different times in Ashland.
Yeah, and that's it.
They got the town and it bounced to like a few different carriers.
Now I do know.
Oh, it's out for delivery. It's like on a Sunday.
Now I do know. I got in that discussion with somebody a couple of weeks ago. They had said, "Well, probably delivered right by Amazon by the Prime delivery." I said, "What do you mean?" They said, "Well, they got Amazon trucks that deliver."
Yeah, they got their Sprinter vans out there.
Yeah, and I didn't know. I had heard about that in the cities, but I thought, no way in hell up here in Ashland. And they said, "Oh yeah, Ashland, Ironwood, this whole region, this whole area, from Duluth all the way down and around the bay. I said, well, okay, I never would have never imagined, but after today, now I'm thinking that's probably what it was. But that was surprising to me too when I opened the door and looked. I go, yeah, he's right. They were delivered. There's the 2 packages sitting right there on a Sunday. That's the first time I seen a Sunday delivery, man. That's cool. That was pretty cool.
Well, and it had me nervous at first when I got the notification saying that it was delivered. And I was like, oh, that's the wrong address on it, because I got address for the ex and address for
right,
my daughter, and it's like, and I've sent stuff to them. It's like, oh, did I not change it out? Did it change my default?
Right, because when you do a purchase, I found that out the hard way too. You do a purchase, but you're sending it to someone else. You set it up that way and send it to that person. Well, the next
just
time,
one click to mess it up to set that as your default address from
that's
now on.
right. And I'd go back in and I get it all set up and I go to send it and then I realize, whoa, no, that's the wrong address. What the hell? So I had to go back and change that because I had made it the damn default. And yeah, yeah, only use sending to somebody else as a one-time send. Don't reset it as a default. Is that your phone? Is that the phone you were talking about that you purchased?
No, that's actually I think that's coming in FedEx tomorrow.
Okay.
And and they're saying by 8 p.m. and that should arrive between 8 and 2.
Okay.
It's like, okay, thanks.
Yeah. There won't be anybody here for maybe a half an hour is all,
Right.
So I think I think the margin of error is in our favor that we'll be here when they deliver. Yeah.
Well, and if we miss it, they'll just have to bring it the next day because it's supposed to show up Tuesday. That's why I expected these packages to arrive Tuesday. Which is why I went ahead and said, "Yep, go ahead, ship them."
Sure.
Because I'll be home by then, and then they show up 2 days early. It's like, well, okay.
It's not a huge pile, but there's a pile of boxes for you to open here. It's a little unstable. The whole pile fell over one time, and I had to rearrange and stack again. But yeah, I never did get the boxes in the back porch broke down. In fact, I would have had those done by yesterday if these damn shingles wouldn't have popped up. I was feeling so good. And these damn shingles. Yeah. The worst part about these shingles is I'm wearing a super light t-shirt. And wherever that t-shirt touches those shingles, it feels like about a 10-pound weight put on a bad burn. That's the way it feels. Like somebody's pushing a 10-pound weight on it. And it's just my t-shirt. I'd lift the t-shirt away from it, and it cuts the pain down by 70%. But I ain't going around without a damn shirt on in the place. I'll freeze to death for one. The cold and me don't get along so good anymore. But yeah, I don't know. The hell, what you gonna do? What can you say? So yeah, I don't have a lot of freezer space left in our freezer. Well, I did clean out I'd say about half of the junk out of the fridge. Um, it looks full when you look in there, but really it looks full because everything's towards the front. You look, it's a lot of open space behind that stuff, and you can slide stuff to the side and you got all that space in there. But I did get that done. The freezer, I got 2 items coming out of there tonight, so that'll give us a little room in the freezer. But I was gonna order a Little Caesars pizza. There's only one pizza from Little Caesars I like, and that's their stuffed crust ham and pineapple with extra sauce and extra cheese. I love it. It's the only pizza I like from there. Well, but it's large. It's a large pizza. For me, that's like 3-4 meals. Well, that means I take what I'm going to eat when I get the pizza, and all the rest of it I got to freeze. So I got to package all that pizza up, stick it in the freezer. Well, when you don't have a lot of freezer space, you don't want to be doing that shit, you know. So I've been, don't do it. Let the freezer get down kind of empty and then do it, you know. And I learned something the other day. I don't know, literally do not know the last time I've ever been inside of a McDonald's. Now, a couple of times over the last couple of years, I have swung through their drive-thru and gotten a couple of burgers to eat, you know, on the road. Well, I stopped there. I just wanted a couple of their crappy old filet of fish, you know. So I stopped there the other day, and the drive-thru was just packed. You got a double drive-thru, you know, 2 lanes, and it was packed. There was like 4 or 5 cars in each lane. And I said, I ain't going through that shit. It'll be quicker to go inside. And I went inside, and sure enough, there was nobody in there. Nobody in the lobby at all. And I look around. I hadn't been in there, I swear to God, for years, you know. I go in there, and I walk up to the counter, and nobody's coming up. Then I look off to the left, and there's a big sign there that says, place your order at the kiosk.
Mm-hmm.
And I look around. There's 2 kiosks. I walk over. You talk about a pain in the ass just to order something simple. All I wanted was 2 filet of fish and a medium French fry. It took me almost 10 minutes to do that shit, to order it, and it spits out a receipt to you. And you walk up to that counter with that receipt in your hand, and boom, somebody's right there. And they want your money, and then they give you another receipt for pickup. My total time was 20 minutes to get 2 filet of fish and a medium order of fries. And when everybody was calling him boss, so I assumed he's the manager. He's the one that brought the food to me. And he goes, and have a nice day. I said, it would be a better day if it didn't take 20 minutes just to get 2 small sandwiches. And he goes, well, we're kind of busy right now. I said, your prices are outrageous. It cost me $13 for 2 filet of fish and an order of fries. I said, that's just does not seem right. I said, so really your prices are for the convenience. You are a fast food provider, and so you're charging for that convenience. But you weren't fast, took you 20 minutes, and it's not for the quality of the food, it's just for the convenience that you're charging me. I said, and you didn't meet that. You didn't meet the expectation of the sale. And he goes, well, that's your opinion. And I'm sorry you weren't satisfied. And I said, well, this is the first time I've been indoors at a McDonald's in a couple of years. So I can tell you right now, I'll never be in here ever again. I said, and your attitude didn't help any because guess what? I can do without McDonald's. Burger King, I walk in the damn door, I get the receipt in my hand, and I can see them making my burger within 2 minutes. They're making my burger, getting it out, boom, boom, and I'm the hell out of there in less than 5 minutes with hot, fresh food. I'm watching them make it, goes right in the bag, right to me. They're dropping the fries or the onion rings right then and there. By the time the sandwich is done, they're dishing up the onion rings, tossing them in the bag, and I'm out the door. And I can get a double Whopper with cheese and a medium order of onion rings, and it costs me $11. Well, the double Whopper with cheese is equal to 4 of those fillet of fish.
Right.
So I guess McDonald's just lost a customer. I saw they got their special on the 20-piece chicken McNuggets, and they're not good for you, but they're kind of tasty. I thought I'll come back for those someday. Oh, after that 20 minutes, because the price on the 20-piece McNuggets is really cheap. I would have spent like $6. And I thought, yeah, but shit, by the time I get them, I'll be craving something else, something other than McNuggets. Bullshit. McDonald's has gone down the tubes.
Well, that's like this place I'm at. They have a McDonald's in here. Only way to order is through the kiosk or do it through the phone app.
Yeah.
And when I go to get food, well, I doubt I'll eat there today. But
You got other choices?
Yeah. There's a nice restaurant in this place that they have, like a multi meat buffet.
Oh yeah.
They up there carving everything. It's like, yeah, I'll do that.
Yeah.
But usually I put my order in before I even leave the truck, so I'll be ready when I get up there.
Yeah. That's that they got that posted all over in there too. Is get our phone app.
Mm-hmm.
You. I don't mind ordering by phone for certain things, like Domino's makes sense. I mean, using their app, because especially if you're having it delivered, Domino's app works really well. I mean, for crying out loud, I mean, even our local mom and pop pizza pub, you can order by phone and have it delivered. Okay, cool. I mean, but McDonald's was still it looks so Japanese, and it also was not as convenient as it looked.
Right.
It did not make the experience good at all. There's so little interaction with the staff there that you just feel like you ain't nothing but another buck to be made. Hurry up and wait. We'll give you your shit and then get lost. That's the attitude I felt was there. And
well, I got to see a guy. It was on Thursday. Stopped in at a Walmart real quick because I needed to get new gloves. And the Walmart had a good, that Walmart there in it's Ogallala, Nebraska. They got a nice big truck lot out there, just trucks.
Oh wow, cool.
So it's like, yeah, hey, that's easy, and half the price of truck stop gloves. It's like run in there, get myself a 3-pack, check out, and I got to see a guy heading out. He yelling at Walmart staff because they want to check his receipt and check his
Oh
card. He's
yeah.
like, if you don't trust me
I
to
just I just watched a
check out, then
I just
open up
watched a
some
legal
lanes.
I just watched a legal video on that. In all but 7 states in the United States, they have the right to check your receipt.
Right.
People want to argue that, but that's bullshit. Until you are in your vehicle and off their premises, right up to that point, they have the right to demand that you show them your receipt and the goods you purchased.
Well, and he gave them the receipt and they're checking the stuff, but he's
He's
being
still
vocal
raising hell
about
about it.
he's he's like, if you don't trust me to check out my stuff, you should get some cashiers out here to do it.
Ah, because yeah, he used. And yeah, they probably only had 2 cashiers and 20 self-service ones open.
Only self-service at that Walmart. It's one of the single entry Walmarts, one of the smaller ones, and all they had was the self-service and the two gals standing there to run in and punch
To
codes if
monitor
something
it.
comes
Yeah,
up.
monitor
Yeah.
the self-service.
Otherwise, every purchase you have to check out yourself. There's no counters.
There's no checkout counters. Yeah.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's like, now he's like,
You
it took me
trust you
about an
trust
hour to get
you
out of here. You
trust
need to
me.
be paying my $13
Yeah.
since I'm an
You trust
employee now.
you trust me to ring my own shit up, and then you don't trust me when I'm leaving.
Hmm.
All right, that don't make sense. Yeah, and that's it. But they're protected by the law. They can check your receipt and and a person can get as pissed as they want, and some things are just the way they are,
Hmm.
um, and they're backed by law. And I see a lot of these people. They're so anti. Yeah, I got all these rights, this right, that right, and every other right, but they don't back that up with law. So they have to be able to prove they have that right. They can exercise a right they believe they have, but the best exercise is keep your mouth shut and sue them. Don't get into a confrontation on that shit. You should have a camera on you. You got your phone. Turn that camera on. Film the interaction and the questions asked and what happened. And then when you're not so pissed, review it and say, there's the violation of my right. Look it up in case law and find out, will that be upheld in court? Then take them to court. But to stand there and argue it, I've been watching a lot of those. I don't know if anybody else watches it, but Audit the Audit is a great YouTube channel.
Yeah.
If you want to see law enforcement interaction. And what Audit the Audit does is they rate the behavior of the cops and the behavior of the person that's detained or arrested or whatever.
Right. Yeah, guilty grade score.
And I love it, the way they grade score them. And they're not shy about giving the cops an F, boy. They're not shy about it at all. But they're not shy about giving the person that was stopped an F either.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you see these people, they get all emotional. They start rambling on and on about their rights and where they come from and this and that. And then they're mentioning things that don't have anything to do with what they were being detained for, but it adds to the circumstances. Now the investigative side of it has expanded because they offered the information. Now, the best thing you can do is just plead the fifth. Just say, hey, I ain't talking, I ain't saying nothing. I don't have a legal obligation to disclose any more than my name to you. Otherwise, unless you're operating a motor vehicle, then you have to provide your license
Mm-hmm.
because it's the law. Well, most states have laws that protect you from not having to provide an identification. But they also have laws that say you are required to disclose who you are. They have the right to demand that you give them your name.
Right.
Just give them your damn name. What are you guilty of? Giving them your name isn't any admission of guilt, and it's not violating your rights. Your name
Right.
is not a personal effect. That's what they argue is that's my personal effect. I own that name. No, you don't. There might be somebody named exactly the same name you have out there in the world. Names are actually public property. They're out there for everybody to use. I can say, oh, I know running water. It might not be this running water. It might be some other running water. But I have the right to say running water. That is running water. If I can attach a running water to it, yeah, I got the right to use it. It's public domain. My name's public domain. You can use my name. You can't use it representing yourself as me, but you can use it in any common use. It's, and so some of these people that try to argue these things, it's hilarious. Some of them are so off key. They have not got their shit straight. And
What I noticed is there's a lot of people that, they know they have the right to remain silent. They just don't have the ability.
exactly, you're so right. That's what I see all the time on these. I watched this guy on this one. He come right out and said to the officer, he says, I don't have to say anything to you. I have the right to remain silent. And you're saying that I did this and this, and I didn't. I'm saying I didn't do it. What? Whoa, wait a minute. Shouldn't you be silent? You're talking to this cop about what you did and didn't do. You shouldn't be going there. You should just shut your mouth.
And cops love the talkative ones. The ones that want to take, and they just won't shut up. And it's like, okay, yeah, go ahead, keep talking. You'll eventually give us something.
I get a kick out of it. Yeah, metal music. Wouldn't that be true? If he was a plumber, that would be a great business. That'd be a great business name. Running water, plumbing, and heating. That's.
Yeah, I would specialize in sewers. Septic systems and stuff. Be the number one at the number two job.
See, and that's the thing is we got number two septic up here, and that's their advertisement is we are number one in the number two business. Yeah, and that is their catch line. They use it all the time. Hear it on the radio up here all the time about number two septic, and oh boy, they've got quite. They go around, they pump out septic tanks is what they do. Well, they've expanded so much to the point, of course, now they provide satellite toilets for, like your cabin or a big family event. You want a couple outdoor toilets. They provide outdoor toilets to parks and all kinds of stuff. Well, now they've got the mobile heated toilets.
Mm-hmm.
It's a trailer. They pull to your site, park, and it's got two restrooms in it, and they're heated for winter use. That's good. I mean, more power to them. I think that's pretty sweet. That's pretty sweet. I'm sure those heated units are not cheap, but if they were reasonable enough and you lived off grid somewhere, that'd be the way to go. Instead of having to maintain your own outhouse, heck, or put in a holding tank, the expense of a holding tank. You figure out what it costs you to put a holding tank in. That usually runs anywhere from $5 to $10,000, depending on what you're getting done. Well, you take that $5 to $10,000 and divide that up. How long can I get one of these heated units parked on my place? I think you can get one for a few years, So I thought, shit, I would have loved to have one of them up in Cornucopia when I had the camp up there. Park that bugger.
Well, we had there's a job site we go to down there, over by Loveland. And they've got 2 of those trailer bathrooms brought out there, and they've got it hooked up to the utility there.
Right.
That eventually there'll be a building there, but for now we're just going to use the septic and stuff, the sewer system and water on site. And they got a male, it's male and female. You go up in there, it's like 1 stall, 1 urinal, 1 sink, and there's a shower in the back. I was like, that would be great for
oh yeah,
like
for an off-grid setup.
Yeah, it's like I want to buy like 4 little, like 5-acre pieces of property around the country.
And I can put
have one of those.
Yeah.
Have one of those at each location.
Right.
It's like, and I'll just go where the weather's nice. It's like,
well, and that's it.
I'm going to Arizona.
You could have a nice concrete pad poured to park your RV on, and right by the outdoor shitter. And yeah, you'd have all the pleasures. Yeah. That's cool. It is. I had thought about that once with taking small utility trailers, smaller even than the adventure trailer I've got, and making it into a mobile kitchen.
Mm-hmm.
And where it's got stove, fridge, counters, all that shit in it. And you just pull it into a campsite, an off-grid spot, and you park it. And it's like a chuck wagon. All your food's in it, all the cooking stuff's in it, everything's in there to prepare any kind of meal you'd ever want. And you rent them buggers out, Well, a buddy of mine was trying to get me involved, and I should have gone with him, and it would have been a considerable investment. At the time, it really didn't have, I had the money, but I didn't have the willingness to take the risk at the time. But he had a chance to buy a fleet of 12 bread trucks, old bread trucks, the big square bread trucks, right? They look like UPS trucks, He was going to paint all 12 of them fluorescent orange and black camouflage. So orange and black camouflage. And he wanted to start a mobile hunting camp business. Mm-hmm. Each one of them would have bunks for 4 people. They'd have like a little kitchenette in it, so you could cook, prepare your food in it. They'd be made so that it's like a little cottage for deer camp. Mm-hmm. And he had the ability and the equipment. He was going to mount these swing out deer poles that you could hang 4 deer from the rig too. I told him, I said, damn. He says, well, think about it. How many hunters do we have up here? You can see it constantly. How many hunters do we have up here that they come up, they rent a motel room, and they're driving way the heck out in the barrens to hunt all day, and then they're driving all the way back to the motel room, paying for that motel room. and they're driving all the way back out the next day, and they're doing that for 9 days. How about if they could rent that motel room and it stays where they're hunting? Because as long as you're on any forest road, and it can be trail, you just can't go off of a road or trail. You can pull that thing in as long as it's obviously been established as roadway, and park. You don't even need a damn permit. You can park for 14 days. So there's plenty of places these guys could pull them rigs into these little spots where there used to be a Forest Service road, and 40 feet in from the road, there's a big berm. They don't want people driving off into the woods. So they put a big berm across it. Well, up to that berm, you can park and camp there under Forest Service regulation. So there are all kinds of places guys could set up a base camp with a mobile deer camp. And he said, hell, I could charge $1,000 a week. $1,000 a week for him to rent one of them. Okay. And he says the nice thing about it is nobody's gonna steal one. They're bright orange, they're blaze orange. Yeah, get away with that. Hey, Kathy Gahan, it is so good to see ya. And there's Blake Hurst. Hey, awesome, Blake.
I talked to a guy out there in Montana that showed up at one of the job sites. It was just outside of Belgrade, and he had his food, carnival type truck, had the little side open, all that. Shows up out there, and all he has is brats, burgers, and fries. That's all he offers.
Yeah.
And pulls into the up at the job site, just outside the job site, and everyone's going up there to get food. And I was like, so I said, you do pretty good hopping around the different construction sites and stuff because of all the expansion they've been doing. And he's like, well, yeah, I only do that during the off season. He's like, during the summer, he's like, I go right up to the edge of the Park Service
campgrounds and stuff.
He's like, I can't go into the Park Service, but I can park just outside, and I'll get everyone in that campground come up there to get brats and burgers.
Oh, you betcha. Yeah. That was just like me. That was just like me that one year I was selling walking sticks, hiking sticks, and my problem was I parked too close to their entrance, and they came and told me, you can't be doing this on federal land without a permit. You can't do it. Oh, no. Does that mean I got to shut down? Well, yeah, you got to shut down and get the hell out of here. Okay. Well, I had 20 hiking sticks I was going to sell, and I had already sold 15 of them at $20 a piece. I only had 5 left, so I said, well, I'm sorry for what I did. Bye. I had made my money. I didn't give a shit, But if I would have been about 150 feet further back from where I was, they wouldn't have been able to tell me what I can and can't do. And you're still digging out from snow there, eh, Kathy? We got a little more snow coming. We got a little more. Well, thank you, Kathy. That is so sweet of you. That's awesome. That's super sticker. Yeah. We had a couple of good snowstorms here in the last couple of weeks, and now tomorrow we're supposed to get anywhere. They're saying 3 to 5 inches. Last night that they were forecasting for tomorrow 3 to 8 inches. Now they've changed it. So it's not 8 inches anymore. It's up to 5 inches. And I don't think we'll get the 5. We'll probably get the 2. the, usually,
I'll probably have to go through it.
Yeah,
You know,
through the belt.
You know,
You'll have to go through the snow belt. Yeah.
yeah, everything north of Hinckley, I'll be hitting snow until I get past Iron River, and then then it's a coin flip whether it's happening. It's happening on our end.
Right. I've noticed here in Ashland that if they're forecasting less than 6 inches, we might not see much of nothing, a dusting, an inch, maybe at 2 inches. But if they're forecasting over 12 inches, hang on, that could be 20 inches.
Mm-hmm.
And it used to be actually that here in Ashland, because of the lake effect, we didn't get hit. They always got hit south of us. People right on Lake Superior didn't get hit so bad. It's the highlands, once you get off the coast quite a ways. Well, Ashland is right on the lake, so it didn't get hit very hard. But it's like that snow belt has changed a bit, and it's running closer to the lake. I think it depends, too, on how much ice is on the lake and how much moisture it can get off the lake. And this year, there's not as much ice. So it's when those storms come through, they're collecting moisture off of Lake Superior at the same time, moves that snow closer to the lake. And that's when we're getting the Justin Anderson saying 1 to 72 inches possible. Yeah, I always, whenever they use that kind of language, like you're saying, 1 to 72 inches possible. I don't want to know what's possible. I want to know what's probable. I'd rather know what's probable. Well, you'll probably in that 1 to 72 inches see about 20. That's what you'll probably see. Well, I'd rather hear about that than what is possible. Because too many times in my life have I prepared for the possible. And guess what? It never happened. Never happened. But when somebody tells me what's probable, usually it turns out that way. It's pretty close to what their probability was. But the possibility is such a gray statement. I mean, yeah. It doesn't sound like you're very certain about that.
Wow, and I'll never forget that one guy out of Duluth back when I was in high school, that weatherman. We're sitting there watching the weather report the night before, to see if we're gonna have a snow day, and he's just standing there looking at the map. He turns and looks at the camera. He's like, I don't know what's gonna do. It could rain, could snow, could be sunny. He's like, come back tomorrow.
Yeah, I'll fill you in.
His ratings went through the roof. Everyone loved it. Like, finally, a weatherman that's just going to be honest. And
I'm trying to remember where it was, but weatherman in the studio, he's got the weather map up and pointing and shit, and this and that. And he's talking about, in our current conditions, heavy winds and rain. Oh, man, is it pouring out there. The frickin' cameraman turned the camera. Big picture windows off to the one side of the studio. It's nice out. It's sunny and clouds going by. He turns back to the weatherman. And when the weatherman got done, the news anchor goes, you're sure about our current weather, right? And he goes, yes, everything on the radar shows we're having heavy rains, blah, blah, blah. And that anchor said, well, as a weatherman, I think you'd want to look out the window once in a while. I laugh so hard. I laugh so hard. Yeah, that's the best weatherman right there. The guy that looks out the window and he lives west of you and he says, "Oh man, look at this shit. It's heading your way." He can say that. But no, he's looking at a computerized map and a model saying, "Oh, I think it's going to go here and there and then." Da, da, da. But he never looked out the damn window, you know. And yeah.
Well, that's one thing up where we're at. It's like we'll be getting snow and the map's showing nothing at all.
Yeah.
You know, it's when the map is actually showing something, we know it's going to be a lot of snow.
Yeah.
You know, but it could snow anytime. The radar won't pick it up. It's just
that was
snow.
That was my summer hosting the campground. I was so pissed off. There I am sitting in camp in the trailer, and I'm listening to the weather. And I did a search on it, looked at the weather reports for our area. Then I looked at radar. And I'm going, that radar is not matching what they're saying. So I got on a local radio station listening. And all of a sudden they give out a tornado warning in Clam Lake. It's 4 miles away from me. But the weather itself and even the radar wasn't showing nothing. I call my supervisor and he says, "Batten down the hatches. Yeah, we heard the report too. It's coming." They were totally screwed up. Totally screwed up. By the time they realized what was going on and said, "Oh yeah, it's heading right towards East Twin Lake and it's heading right for my campground. It's going to hit my campground." Well, I had, what was it? At that time, I had 4 campgrounds I was looking after. No, it wasn't going to hit my campground. It hit those other 2. That's how screwed up they were. I mean, the people in the one campground were lucky. I jumped in the truck and I drove right into the damn storm and told them there's been a tornado warning issued. Everybody get to the big secure toilets because they're all, I mean, those things are bomb proof. Concrete walls, concrete roofs, everything. It's concrete, it ain't going nowhere. That's the best place to go. Don't sit in your RV with a tornado coming. Fortunately, we didn't get hit with a tornado at that campground, just strong enough straight line winds. It took several trees down and very minimal damage. But it was because of the stinking forecast and the weather reporting that had me all screwed up. I didn't know where the hell that storm was or wasn't. It's snowing there, weatherman. Guess what? That's going to be coming this way, you know.
Oh yeah. I've been watching the radar. It's like it's following my path home.
It's not supposed to reach us till tonight sometime, and then it's supposed to last until tomorrow evening. You know.
And winds picked up here.
It did. Okay.
Yeah, it's really windy here right now. It's like this one I went through earlier down by Des Moines.
Oh yeah.
It popped out of it. It's like, yeah, I parked for about an hour. It'll catch up with me.
I don't like when it's coming from the south and it's moving north. West to east, you can pretty well judge what's going to be happening there. But when it comes to, they're saying for here, we're not supposed to see any snow until after 9 p.m. So tonight, but it is a winter weather advisory.
As long as I can get into town and get
Get
parked
parked.
without having to take the alternate route.
Yeah.
Take that
Oh no.
in
You
the
don't
truck.
want highway.
So
Yeah. You don't want them to close highway two.
it's like
What?
once I get past, then I'll be cool. You know,
Oh
I
yeah.
figured,
Look.
I pop in, we'll run down, drop Bean off, and then I'm done for a week.
Yeah. Looking at the radar, um, there's a pretty good band uh, running through St. Cloud right now
Hmm.
and heading towards Duluth. So it'll be interesting because you look off to the west between Minot and Bismarck, North Dakota. That's where like the heart of it is of that storm. It's the tail end, but it's the beefiest part of it, and that's moving east. So that could very easily be hitting us. Yeah, and that crap coming out of the south, all the way from Sioux Falls, South Dakota, all the way up to St. Cloud, Minnesota right now, and Rochester, Minnesota. It's raining. Yuck, yuck, yuck. What can you say? I mean, weather, weather. Uh, um, it's weird because it's like a great big open spot where from Red Wing all the way up to St. Cloud in a big circle, nothing going on. And there's weather all around it.
Mm. Yeah, well, okay. I think Sty might have bumped a button and knocked himself out because it looks like we're still running here. Oh, Let's see.
Hey, folks.
Yeah, you bump that little side button
No.
on the mouse, or okay.
Why are we getting feedback echo?
I'm not hearing on this end.
Boy, I am on this end. I'm hearing everything twice. Okay. Whoa, you turned that up, and boy, God, I don't know. Is everybody out there in YouTube land hearing us okay? I don't know why it's echoing.
I don't know. I took and played a bit of the live stream. I'm not hearing any echo on that end. On the YouTube side.
Okay, maybe I got it fixed here. I got it fixed. I had to go back. I had to go back into StreamYard settings and reset my echo cancellation.
Oh.
Okay, it's good to see. We got guys popping in here. We got Dave, Collier Camping. Hello. And there's Matt J. Good to see you, Matt. No echo on your side. That's good. That echo, I believe, was coming on my side because I had my echo cancellation was turned off. When I lost my internet, it screwed up my settings on StreamYard. Yeah, StreamYard kept showing me messages. We'll keep attempting to connect. We'll keep attempting to connect. And I went down into my internet. No internet. No internet. Kept trying to connect it. And then finally it popped up. You're connected. And I came back out. And sure enough, I reloaded StreamYard, popped it up. There's the broadcast. I was able to jump back in. So for some reason here on this end, our internet crapped out on us.
Well, I wonder if that's not one of the text messages I have in right now. That I get messages from Spectrum when storms and stuff are coming through an area. It's like, yeah, be prepared for some outages. It's like, okay, thanks. That's why I know the weather's real up there. Is when Spectrum's telling me that I'm going to lose internet at home.
Yeah. I don't know. My secondary computer here. I lost the chat, and it was showing me. It was showing about 3 minutes ago what we were doing. Now it's back. There we go. everything's back. Good. Um, Matt's been watching his NASCAR. Uh, don't blame you. Yeah, yeah. If you're a NASCAR fan, you betcha. It's just like my football fans. When I
Mhm.
during season when I'm doing live streams, I don't fault anybody for watching the football game. No way in hell. The the I do my streams when I can, and I almost did one in the middle of the week. Back on Wednesday, I think I was thinking of doing one. Um, I don't know. I am just so freaking fed up with winter. I'm so
Mhm.
tired of winter. I mean, even to the point like now when I'm feeling crappy and I can't get anything done, I just can't do anything. I still like to go sit out on the porch and just get the fresh air. Um, just sick of winter. Just sick of it. Oh, by the way, your vehicle registration showed up.
Mhm.
So did mine. Uh, I'm I'm
Yeah, because
assuming.
I should have two of them showing up.
Yeah, I think you got them both.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. The and I got mine, and that was kind of odd because I first one comes in. I went out and got the mail, and there's one in there, and I was expecting one. I didn't know if you had registered yours or not. And I opened it, and I looked right over. I looked at it. I go, yeah, there's my tags. Put it on the studio here. Well, then the following day, there's two more, and I'm going, uh-oh. Running Water registered his vehicles. Son of a bitch. So I run over to the studio here, pulled this one out, looked at it, go, oh yeah, that's my truck. Thank God.
Mhm.
The other two got to be his. They went in your basket. I so just by luck, I opened the right one.
Mhm.
Uh, but that's one of the odd things with us is everything coming in the same name all the time, and we sit there and said his is mine. Yeah, mine. If it really looks like mine, I'll open it, and if it ain't, I'll stick it in this basket.
Mhm.
I don't read it or nothing. I just go, oh no, that ain't mine.
Yeah,
Uh,
I'm glad I found that basket. You know,
that's nice, but to
I
be able
forgot
to
I forgot all about it.
just walk in there and toss the mail in there, you know, and I do sort all the junk out.
Mhm.
And thank God your mail and my mail doesn't get thrown in there because we'd need three of the baskets on there just for the
Mhm.
mail. Because I got this is just this week, literally just this week. That's my mail
Mhm.
for this last week. I, there's got to be 30. It's all bills, all medical bills. Yeah, yeah. Send them all you want. I threw them up in the air and said, I'll pay any of them that stick to the ceiling. Nope, none of
Yeah.
them stuck.
Yeah. Well, with as tall as those ceilings are, you're lucky if they'll even hit the ceiling.
That's it. You got to really throw them. You got to pitch them pretty hard. And then with the ceiling fan going, it's got that tornado effect. Fun to watch. The yeah, the clinic I go to, they got me on a deal where, I mean, I don't pay much to them. to my regular medical clinic. It don't cost me much to go see a doctor. $10, $10 for each service. I go there for a doctor's visit. It's $10. Go there for labs only. $10. Well, that's like yesterday. I had was it yesterday? No, day before, Friday. I had virtual visit with the doctor, and it's treated just as if you were in the doctor's office. They bill you exactly like you showed up to a doctor's office. $10 is my cost. The rest is picked up by insurance. Well, so I go to the last time I actually went to the clinic, I go in and I said, yeah, I got $10 on my account. And I want to pay for today's visit too. So I'll just pay you $20. And they don't let you overpay. They'll only accept what you owe. They won't take a dime more. And they said, until it hits your account, we can't take your money. We can't. I said, well, that's ridiculous. Anybody else in the world would say, oh, give me your money. Yeah. The sooner the better. If you want to pay in advance, go right ahead. Not them. Yeah, Matt J, it'd be like confetti when it hits the fan, when you throw those letters up there and it hits the fan, especially if we were to tape a bunch of razor blades to the blades of the fan. That'd be a perfect shredder, man. Oh Lordy. Yeah, oh my gosh, there's our man right there. Like, you didn't have to do that, Phil, coming in the door. Love you, buddy. Oh, love goes right back at you. You didn't have to do that, man. Did not have to. That's so awesome of you, but I just want you to know you don't have to do that. And yeah, everybody that's watching should know everything's spicy, and if they don't, they're missing out. You get over there and check Phil out at Everything's Spicy. Awesome YouTube channel. Awesome. You can follow him on TikTok too. He does a lot of shorts. I mean, yeah, a lot of shorts, and they're pretty cool. And Phil says, I do it because I want to. Yeah, you're as bad as I am. Yeah. You're in Miami today. Yeah. Awesome. Oh, Miami beats hell on Michigan today. And tomorrow and Tuesday with the weather we got going through. I'm watching E-Waste Mike. I saw Phil's picture about the snow out there, the snow at his place. And E-Waste Mike, yeah, we got the snow. Now the snow's gone. And then he's, oh, here it comes. We got snow again. Yeah. They're kind of like on the borderline in Michigan, where they don't know if they're going to get rain or snow. You don't know what. It's one of those zones that you just don't know what the heck's going to get you from one day to the next in there. Could be super nice weather and then super crappy for a week and then super nice for a week. And yeah, ain't nothing like the UP in Michigan, where if we're getting weather, it's probably snow. But Paul, it's 4th of July. Well, don't be surprised. We could get snow. Matt J says, I still have branches from the storms last week here. Yeah, branches. I don't want to even think of branches. I got so much out here in the yard to clean up once the frickin' snow's gone. talking with the doc about that. Like, I got this huge wood pile out here that's got to be cut up. And he says, how are you going to manage that? I said, well, I figure I can run the chainsaw for about 15, 20 minutes, cut a lot of blocks of wood, And what I'll do is I'll cut wood for 15 minutes, take a 15-minute break or so, and then I'll split the wood, take another 15-minute break or so, and then I'll stack that wood. Then take another break, cool. Back to the chainsaw, 15 minutes or so. Yeah, back and forth like that. I said, it won't take too terribly long to get rid of that pile. And he says, and you're going to be on your feet all that time? I don't know. I said, no, I ain't going to be on my feet. There's some logs out there, just the right size. I'm going to cut one like the height of a good stool that puts me at the perfect height for that log splitter. Because I can cut that wood, throw it in the little cart that we got, and wheel that cart up to the end of the splitter, and I can sit on that, basically a stump, and I'll be just above the splitter, reach down, grab a piece, put it on the splitter, split it, reach down, grab the next, and all the split wood's going to end up at the other end. And then when I'm ready to move it, then I just get off my ass, move the trailer over there, load it up, and move it. So, yeah, I said, I got it figured out. And I love splitting the wood. So, and I don't have to be on my feet to do it. I'm just basically using my arms is all I'm using. I'm not using my legs. I'm not overexerting myself or nothing. And the doc, he just shakes his head and he says, go for it, man. Just go for it. Do what you got to do. Whatever makes you happy.
Yeah, that's one thing I wish I would have been able to bring up with me from Iowa that we got down. Well, I had to leave down there just because I couldn't load it myself. It was the base, the stump base off of a walnut tree.
Oh, cool.
That was 3 foot tall.
Oh, yeah.
They had done that, then they cut down at the ground level and then ground out the rest of that stump, but they had that big stump end, and they're like, yeah, we'll figure out some way to split it. And I was like, you could leave that behind, I'll keep it, because I thought that'd be perfect for me to mount the anvil on there.
Yeah. Hey, Destinations Delight, great to see you. Dr. Smith, awesome. But yeah, no kidding. A walnut stump, wow.
It was solid, and and you could see from the cross cut that it had some nice big burls in it, so it wasn't going to split apart.
Yeah,
it was going to stay solid forever.
Yeah,
it's like throw a layer of lacquer on there, bolt the anvil on it.
Yeah,
would have been perfect. Cool. But there's no way I was moving that thing. That thing weighed almost 400 pounds.
Yeah, yeah, no kidding.
When we moved up there, it's like, we're moving into the apartment.
Yeah.
It's like, there's nowhere to store that thing.
You hire a mover and you tell them, oh, we have this coffee table that we want to put in the living room. They get there, find out it's that freaking walnut stump, and they got to move it. Oh, they wouldn't like you at all. They would not like you at all. And it's just narrow enough to squeeze through a doorway. And don't damage it or the building getting it in there now. Oh, can you imagine? Well, Superior wood products here, they were the ones that were that Superior salvage wood products. They're the ones that were getting all the waterlogged logs out of Lake Superior and making furniture out. Well, they made a big executive conference table, and I can't remember what company bought that, but they sold that conference table. That one table sold for $78,000.
Mm-hmm.
It was that one beautiful ass table. The only problem is the goddamn thing weighed 635 pounds, fully assembled. Well, you don't move it fully assembled. They thought, well, we take the legs off of the damn thing. Shouldn't be too bad. Then they found out that, oh, no, the legs only weighed 200 pounds. So 435 pounds of it was the top. And they had a hell of a time getting that into where that conference room was. They said they had to pad the table, of course, and then they put straps under the table. And they had 12 people, and each of them had an end of that strap over their shoulders, and they could pick it up about 4 inches off the floor, and they had to walk it through this big building into that conference center. And when they got it in place, that company said, guess what? That table will be in that spot for the existence of this company for as long as this company, it will never be moved again. Just finding someone willing to move it at a reasonable cost would just be insane, because none of them expected what it was going to be, Well, you figure the top of that thing was almost 6 inches thick.
Mm-hmm.
What a beast of a table, man. But boy, it was a beautiful table. Those sunken logs were awesome. They were awesome. I don't like how they got put out of business, though. The environmentalists, of course, and local native tribe. How the tribe could be involved in that, I don't know. They say it was for water quality reasons why we got involved. But I think it was because they felt they should be able to harvest those. Well, no. These guys found them. And they actually filed a claim on those logs, like you would on a mining claim. And
right.
The claim was approved. But they said that the EPA wouldn't permit it because they're disrupting the lake bottom. Well, having all those logs dumped in the lake disrupted the lake bottom.
Mm-hmm.
They were undisrupting the lake bottom as far as I saw it. They were getting it back to the actual lake's bottom, getting all the wood out of it. But there were not hundreds, there were thousands of those logs out here in the bay. And it shut them down. It was a bummer. Yeah, I don't know if you can remember, Running Water, but I had salvaged that one huge ass cedar tree that had been laying in Bull Lake. I had harvested that, took it to a mill, and had them mill it. That turned out to be the most beautiful red cedar you ever saw in your life. And it had white, bright reds, and even purples and blues in it. Natural colors, all caused by the water. And boy, I loved that timber. But I only kept enough. We built a 4-poster bed for me and the ex-wife, and all the rest of it, we traded that for kiln-dried, pre-milled red cedar that we would use in the dock business we had. And I should have kept that whole tree milled up, because I can't remember how many board feet they got out of it, but they got a lot of money. Man, he made a ton of money off of that piece of wood. But that water, that logs sit in that water for 30, 40, 60, 100 years, and you pull it out and mill that stuff. Oh my God, is it some beautiful wood? It's weird what water will do to that wood. Everybody says, well, it'll rot that wood. And not actually. You might get rot around the outer edges, but the core of the wood is solid as can be. And it just does something to it. It changes the color and all of the grain just pops out. You can see all the grain. And anything that's burly, like you're talking about that walnut stuff, that you set that stump in water for 50 years, then pull it out and then just clean it all up right down to solid wood and varnish that bitch, and she's going to look, oh my God, out of this world, you know. I know there's a few shows and some videos out there, people harvesting sunken logs, and they show the end products, and pretty cool. People are still doing it today, you know. Yeah,
Yeah. Well, you could make some pretty good money off of this stuff. You just go on Amazon and you can find people selling, these end tables, which I don't
Etsy.
yeah,
Etsy.
Etsy has them too. Yeah,
Etsy is nuts.
and it's like that's a chunk of firewood with some lacquer on it.
Yeah,
You know,
on
and they're
Etsy.
selling it for like $500 for a chunk of
Yeah,
firewood in your living room.
on Etsy they were showing they had birch. All it was a piece of birch that was about 16, 18 inches around, and end table height. And all they did was spray lacquer the whole thing, so it had a glassy coat on it. And they wanted $700-800 a piece for them, for end tables by a chair or a couch. And you see that stuff and you go, oh, yeah, that's what they're asking, but damn well they're not selling it. Well, look at how many have sold, because they list how many have sold. They're selling them. They're actually selling them.
Mm-hmm.
People are buying that shit. Are you kidding me? The first time I saw that was when we had the camp, and Big Jim and I were bucking wood up for the next winter, and we had a couple of big dead birch were bucking up, and we're watching this, and sitting right outside are these big rounds of birch, about the size of a coffee table or an end table, and we're like, man, if they're getting $700 a piece for them, we got about $7,000 worth sitting out there right now, and we got another $15,000-20,000 worth that we haven't cut yet. We should quit heating our houses with this shit and just sell it online. Now, I did meet a guy that he sells firewood on Etsy. You can buy a bundle of firewood from him, but it's not to be burnt. It's considered decorative firewood that you set near your fireplace. If you live in California in a high-end mansion, you ain't going to burn real wood. You don't want that smoke in your house, and you don't want a real fire, but you want it to look like it's used or usable. So you buy this bundle of firewood to put by your fireplace, and they're selling them for $60-80 a piece for these bundles. Well, go down to your local farm and fleet or someplace and buy yourself a bundle for $6. What the hell? People are gullible. And they'll spend money to no end. I mean, they spend money like it's coming out of their ears. That's what I get a kick out of too. Is this? I don't mind a politician standing up and saying, These people in this class of people, they're suffering. This inflation's beating the hell out of them. They're not saying it's beating the hell out of them, but they're saying it's beating and they'll come right out and say, I don't feel it as much as they do. I feel it, but I don't feel it like they do. I love hearing that shit. What I don't like hearing are these politicians that are going out there. We are so oppressed with this high costs. And it's so bad. It's so bad for all of us. For all of us. Every one of us. And we are so deprived. And Anna, you are not. Shut up. Talk about the people that are actually being affected. Don't talk about yourself. I don't want to hear that crap. I don't want to hear somebody that is that financially stable that they don't even feel the inflationary cost. All they see is the numbers go down in their total net worth. But their total net worth leaves them living high on the hog no matter how bad the economy gets. The only time you're going to see them whine and cry and bitch about other people is if the stock market crashed and they lost all their money. Then they'll scream and holler, I'm one of them. I'm one of them. Well, yeah. But you said you were one of us when you had money. Don't talk out of both sides of your damn mouth. I get so tired of that.
Well, that's like, how many times you see, what's his name, Don Lemon,
Yeah.
on the news talking about how he's oppressed and it doesn't have the opportunities that white privilege affords us. It's like, you make multi-millions a year to sit online or sit on camera and say whatever script they hand you. It's like, I want that opportunity.
That's it. I'm at that stage of the game where I don't get into race issue arguments with anybody. I don't want to hear it. I know too many very successful, non-white individuals. I mean, they are very successful. I mean, I know one Native American fella that his annual income is 7 figures every year. And we're talking not just, he made $1 million. No, he's making 2.5 to 3 million every single year. And he's Native American, born and raised on the reservation. How could he be that person if there isn't equal opportunity? And he's the first one to tell you. Anybody out there that says I'm poor because of the color of my skin in this country, he said they are lying to you. They're lying to themselves. The opportunities exist. Are there people trying to throw roadblocks in your way? He said, probably. Sure. He said, I ran into a few roadblocks because I was an Indian. He said, I ran into a few roadblocks, but what do you do if all of a sudden there's an obstruction in front of you? What do? You step to the side and go around it. He says, you find another way around that obstruction.
Yep.
You don't stop
under, around or through.
You don't stop at that obstruction and give up and say, no, it's because I'm this that I can't be that. No, it's because you don't want to be that bad enough. That's why you are the way you are. Don't blame other people. Don't blame the color of your skin. Don't blame anybody but yourself if you are not going to be successful in your life. You need to make that choice to be successful. Nobody else. And if anybody makes you successful, that's not your accomplishment. That's theirs. They accomplished it in getting you into a successful point. Take pride in yourself. Go out and get it. Go out there and have at it. Have at it. But don't blame anybody else. Don't blame the color of your skin. Just do what you got to do to be whoever you want to be. And that's the point I'm at now. Running Water, our family is very diverse.
Yeah.
I mean, racially, the whole LGBTQ thing.
Elemental P. Yeah.
Element, yeah. Campbell's, they make a soup about it, but but our family is so diverse. But not one of them would ever step up and say, I got treated differently in the family because I'm this color or because of this or because of that. No, you're a family member, and that's all there is to it. Because we're not looking at your color. We're looking at you as a family member. And I think society as a whole, the society as a whole in our country is that way with everybody, not just family. I know I'm that way. If a black person approaches me, I can only remember once where I felt a little nervous, but then I found out the guy was a real thug too. I mean, he was just a thug. So I guess it was justifiable that I felt nervous around the guy because he acted like a thug. But otherwise, people of color, I've never had an issue with people of color, ever. Because I don't see their color. I'm looking for the person. I'm not looking for the color of the person. And I'm getting so tired of that. I'm getting so tired of it.
Well, that's like on Facebook. I had made a comment on a post that was up there, because I don't remember exactly what they're talking about, but what I had said was, for being a movement that's all about equality and diversity, you guys sure seem to like to apply labels to everyone, including yourselves.
Right.
It's like, I'm this, I'm that, I'm this subsect of this. It's like, and you're this because you don't believe what I believe. It's like, why are you labeling everything? If we're supposed to be equal, then we're just all people.
Right.
We're all human. We're all out here doing our best to get
we're doing
today and make it to tomorrow.
That's the way I feel too. Is that if you're going to label somebody as something, then you don't want equality. You don't want to treat people equally. You want division. You want division. Otherwise, you wouldn't need a title. You don't need a title. You're only taking a title to draw attention to yourself and create division. There's me and there's you. And you and I cannot be anywhere near each other. We got to stay separate because you're not what I am. Now, wait a minute. Don't title yourself. Don't title other people. Just be a caring human being, and you'll find out you get through life a lot better. You get through life so much better.
And unless the title actually has a function, it doesn't make any sense. you've got a title of MD after your name. Hey, that's pretty good. That's important. That's good to know. Before your name, you've got officer or judge. Right. Hey, that's a good title. I'm glad I know that's your title. But
right, yes, Your Honor. Yeah, and that's the thing, though, is, are those truly titles? They call them
Right.
titles. They call them titles. I mean, that's commonplace. But they aren't titles. They're
No.
descriptions
Right.
of the individual. That's like saying, you're Bob the moron. Well, if everybody calls him Bob the moron, that's his description. That's not his title. I mean, come on. So that's it. Is all these different titles that people assume in themselves create division, and those who insist on a title are then insisting on division. It's
It's taking and creating and reinforcing the whole idea of us and them.
right.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's instead of it being we, hey, it doesn't matter, right now you take it, you look at society, you look at, our country, it's like, it doesn't matter what party you're in. We're both on the same sinking ship. It's
That's
we.
right.
And
And
it's like, you're just as screwed as I am. So why are you giving me a different label than you?
and none of us on that sinking ship has the right to say, oh, but you have to bail. We'll stand up here on the bow and scream at you and holler at you and say you're not bailing fast enough to save all of us. Even though some of you are going to drown down there in that bilge trying to bail us out, don't matter. But you have to bail. We're going to stand up here and yell at you to bail because you are you and we are we. So, yeah, there's that division. We don't know. We don't bail. That's just like.
Don't be oppressing me. Don't be oppressing me, making me bail water.
Right. It's like, and this goes way back to I can at least say to the 60s. And I was just a kid, but I understood it. My dad had said it at one time. We were watching a show on television, and it had to do with this couple, and they got a kid, and they got a maid, right? They're hiring a maid. And all of these maids, every one of them said, I do this, I do that, I do this, but I don't do windows. Every one of them said, I don't do windows. And then one shows up, and the first thing out of her mouth is, boy, I can really clean windows too. They hired her on the spot. Because she wasn't below, or I should say above. She wasn't above cleaning windows. I'm no better than anybody else. If it's part of the job, I'll do it, and I can do it good. Well, now there's a decent person. There's a person that says, cleaning windows isn't making me lesser than anybody else. I might be pretty damn good at cleaning windows, by golly. And that's where I got the attitude where I hate it when people compare their job to somebody else's. My job's a lot harder than yours is. How do you know? Have you done their job? And then the other person says, oh, no, I know my job's harder than theirs. Well, how do you know? Both of you are wrong. Both of you are wrong. Anybody that says their job is harder than somebody else's is actually wrong. Because if you haven't done the job, some jobs are physically harder. Some jobs are mentally harder, require more gray matter. But does that make the job actually harder? Well, not if you're qualified for that job. If you're good at using the gray matter and your job is all gray matter based, doesn't make your job harder than the person who doesn't use a lot of gray matter, but boy, they got some muscle to them and they do that hardcore, hard on the body work. But both of them are saying, my job's harder. Everybody needs to just grow up and shut up and just do your damn job. I don't care how simple it seems or how hard it seems. Are you doing your job? Yes. Well, good for you. Because that's the way you should go through life is I get the job done.
Now, I've had quite often, have, people,
Hey,
when it
James.
comes to my job, they're like, I wish I had an easy job like that. Just get to sit there and just drive down the road. It's like, well, what do you do for a job? And, they tell me, it's like, does it pay your bills? Well, yeah. It's like, well, your job sounds just like my job.
Mm-hmm.
My job pays the bills too.
Right. Now, I think you know who it would be that I got into it with the other day. Came to visit me, and we got in a discussion about your line of work.
Oh.
And I told that individual, I said, because that individual thinks that's all you do all day is sit on your fat ass behind the wheel of a cushy truck, and that's all you do. And I told that individual, I said, I'll challenge anybody that thinks their job is hard or harder than hauling flatbed to go out, load, secure, and tarp one load.
Mm-hmm.
And then I want to see you shut up. I've been there. I've done it. It's a bitch. I'm telling you.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't like the job, you ain't gonna like that job. I mean, it is not fun to do that. And I'll tell you what, for the loading, securing and tarping, and then the unloading and stowing everything away just to do it again, the driving in between, that's just giving you enough time to get restored, ready for the next one that you got to do. And that individual said, yeah, but sitting behind the wheel of a truck for 10 hours instead of doing physical labor for 10 hours, there's no comparison. I said, there isn't? I said, there isn't? He says, no, it's a lot physically harder to do what I do for 10 hours than it is to drive for 10 hours. I said, it may be, but is that truck going to get somewhere on its own? No, it needs somebody to run it. And it also needs somebody to load and unload it. I said, so, if you got a cushy, I said, and don't tell me you don't have cushy times in your job. Well, I don't, he said. I said, well, yes, you do. I know you do. I said, in fact, right now, I got a very fresh example, and that's you called me yesterday while you were at work, and we spent 25 minutes on the telephone. And I said, are you on break? And you said, well, no, but, I got time to fit this call in without a problem. Well, aren't you working? You got it pretty cushy that you can make phone calls and do things that you want during your work hours. So don't give me this, my job's tougher bullshit. I don't want to hear that. I had my accountants when we worked for the one tribe, and it was a huge embezzlement that happened there. They went 5 years without an audit of that tribe's finances. That is so illegal to start with because it's supposed to be audited every single year. Or shut down their money. Well, they went 5 years, and it all had to all be audited and cleaned up, and it needed a forensic audit done to it in order to determine what was stolen or what was misspent, and what, all of that had to be determined. Every one of my employees, I had 21 employees. Every one of my employees sat at a desk with a computer terminal, a bunch of ledgers, 10 hours a day, 4 days a week, rotating shifts. We were open 5 days a week, but I had rotating shifts, so there was somebody there for 10 hours a day, 5 days a week. I said, there are 40 hours. I said, I told this individual, I said, you would never survive it. You wouldn't be able to handle it. You wouldn't have been able to handle the stress and the burden and the workload that was put on those people. I worked their asses off while they sat at a desk using a computer terminal, because they all had so much more responsibility than you've ever experienced. They had to get it right, damn right. They could not be even slightly mistaken. They had to be right on everything. So the responsibility, the workload, everything combined, they could justifiably say, no, my job's harder than yours is. But I wouldn't take it as a justification. I'd say, no. Was your job important to be done? Absolutely. Is his job important to be done? Absolutely. If you're talking about physical hardness, well, that's not a fair judgment. That's life involves more than just physical. So, I mean, like driving over the road. The stresses of driving on that damn road in a truck all the time is a bitch.
Well, and whenever I get anyone asking what the worst part of this job is, it's like, well, yeah, I have long hours I have to drive. I have to load, unload every day,
Yeah.
and I got, it's crappy weather out. I still have to get out there and do it.
Yeah.
I don't, there's no snow day.
You gotta snow blow your trailer.
Yeah, snow blow the trailer, and there's really no sick days.
Right.
That when we get sick, we're still doing it. I said, but the worst part, I said, you take a conventional job, you get up in the morning, get your shower, coffee, and breakfast, and then you head off to work your 8, 10 hours, then
Yeah.
come home, watch some TV, have dinner, go to bed, and
And
then
do it
start it
again.
again tomorrow. I said, I do the same thing. I get up and I have my coffee and breakfast, and then I'm going to work, 10
Yeah.
hours. And then I'll take a little break, get some YouTube and stuff at the end of the night. I go to bed, and when I wake up, first thought that goes through my head is like, shit, I'm still at work.
Yeah.
I didn't get to go home.
Yeah.
True. That's home right there.
Yeah. Right. But that was your choice.
Right. And the trade-off is, I'm out here for a long period of time. I'm living at work, but now I'm going to have like 10 days off at home and do what I want. Where most people, they get, their 2-day weekend, or they'll get 2 days off in the week separate. Right. It's a trade-off.
Well, see, and that's
but it all pays the bills.
See, and you've said that a few times now, and that is the key to it. Is it paying the bills? Mm-hmm. Are you doing what you need to do to pay the bills? Then everybody else, their opinions are bullshit. Mm-hmm. Hey, shut up. My job pays the bills. If you think your job is so much harder than mine, then why are you doing that job? Why don't you find an easier job that pays you just as much? My job pays me quite sweetly.
Do my job. We're constantly hiring.
Yeah. So that's the thing is
they're always looking for truckers.
It's so easy to hear people say to someone that their job isn't that hard or that important and this and that. But yet, does that mean nobody should do that job? I mean, okay, so all the truckers quit hauling food and
Toilet
fuel,
paper.
asswipe, yeah. All of a sudden, oh my God, we need truckers. No, 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 they don't work as hard as you. They shouldn't be doing that because that's foolishness that they got this job. That's, my job is more important. It's harder. No, it's not. It's bullshit. Every job is important. I mean, even the goofball at McDonald's selling breakfast sandwiches, fixing breakfast sandwiches for all the people that ain't got time to fix something at home to eat for breakfast. Swing it into the drive-thru, grab their breakfast sandwich, and down the road they're eating their sandwich on the way to work. And all of a sudden, nobody's making their sandwiches anymore. And they're like, holy shit, life is a lot tougher without that kid in there making that sausage, egg, and cheese McMuffin for me. I mean, that really sucks. That's tough. But yet that kid's got a menial, dumb job. Oh, no, it's not that menial once you take it away. Once you end that job, you're going to feel it. You and your fancy-ass, hard-working job all of a sudden is feeling the pain of all the people with the not-so-fancy-ass, hard-working job. So is your job more important than theirs? I don't think so. I don't think so. Because all of your pleasures in life, because of the success you're having in your job, are available through others that decide to do something different than you. If they didn't want to do anything different than you, just think what this country would be like if everybody was a truck driver. Well, fuck, nobody be buying much of shit because nobody be at home to ever use their shit. They never, it would be, and just think of our traffic. Not everybody can be truck drivers.
Right.
Do we need truck drivers? Oh, hell yes. We need pilots. But not everybody should be a pilot. We don't need 1.5 million airplanes flying at one time. So the realization is that it doesn't matter what a person does for a livelihood. Life is hard on all of us. All of us. And if we choose to take a job that's physically harder, that was our choice. If we choose to take a job that's mentally more than anything, well, we chose to do that. So why downplay anybody making their own personal choice on what they want to do or produce? And I just, my job's tougher than yours, my job's better than yours. I just shake my head and go, you poor dumb bastards. You just don't see the whole picture. You're just not getting it. You're just not getting it.
Well, and that's why I've always been against the whole push of need to have a college degree. Everybody needs to have a college degree. It's like, no, they don't. I like, if you've got really good skills, you got a really good head on your shoulders, then pursue, be that lawyer, be that doctor. That's great. We need those too.
Right.
But if you're mediocre or average, like most people, look at trade school.
Yeah.
Usually the employer will pay for it, and you won't have the debt. They'll pay you on the job.
Yeah, or get into an apprenticeship, and you don't even go to school because your employer's your school, and see, and that's the way that's what I did through most of my life. Was I found opportunities where I could learn a trade, where I could go to work for somebody, and I might be stuck on the handle of a shovel for the first 3, 4, or 5 months. But then all of a sudden I'm operating the heavy equipment and I'm doing things way beyond what I was ever hired to do. And I was trained by a professional, someone that's been in the business for years. All right, that's just as good as any school. And I succeeded doing that. Well, then when I decided to go into flying a desk, then I decided, I need to pad my portfolio. I'll go to college, get that, pad my portfolio. It helps. And it's like you were saying, you got to make those choices. Whether do I go to school for, and that's the problem today, is a lot of these schools don't, they tell you, oh, you want to go into social sciences, and that. Yeah, we can get
gender studies.
we can get you all set up. We'll get you going on that. I can remember back when I was 18 to 20 years old, the real push was if you went to a trade school or if you went to a community college, or even if you went to a state college, and you would talk to, who did you talk to before you ever enrolled? A career counselor. And that career counselor would say, oh, you're interested in this field. Well, of our graduates, only about 30% of them end up actually in that career.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, this career, though, you want to take that career? Almost 80% of our graduates get into that career and stay with it. Oh, so you can make life decisions by, if I get myself educated in this, I should become that. If I get educated in that instead, I'm going to become that. Or I might not become anything. So I'll make the best choice. I'm going to go for that because that's what it'll end up being. That's not done today. You don't go through the career counseling prior to enrollment. They don't tell you what the success rate is of the graduates. And
right.
Well,
and that's what I, originally for school, I was looking at education,
right,
music education, and then I started looking at the fine print, and it's like, yeah, I could take and work construction or drive a truck and make 2-3 times more than any teacher.
See, and that's
and
it.
not have a big old debt that's going to follow me until I die.
Right. That's like someone goes to a school of arts. They want to be an artist, let's say. They want to paint and be creative, paintings and stuff. Why isn't the schools counseling them and saying, you do realize there's an awful lot of starving artists out there that work in restaurants and menial jobs just to barely pay their bills, and they hope that their art will make them some income. Do you realize that? And if you still want to go that route, fine. We'll let you learn that. But you shouldn't be going into those things so blindly thinking. That's like, I actually talked to these two gals not but a couple months ago, and both of them had said that they had gone the social sciences approach and wanted to become psychologists until they found out that there are so many psychologists that the job market is ridiculous. If a position for a psychologist pops up, there's 10 times more applicants for that position than any other common job anywhere. You've got such a huge competitive field. You got so many people applying for that one job compared to any other job the odds of you getting it are super thin, just because of the massive numbers of people that are in that line now, because they've been educated only in that. Well, now, like I said, you want to look at the employment success rate of that education. Is it actually going to get you somewhere? Doctors become doctors for two reasons. They believe in what they do, protecting the health of individuals, and they also know that they'll be well cared for. If they're successful in their career, they will be well cared for. They will make a very nice income. That's why they do it. That's why they devote themselves to it. Just think how many people that became doctors could have ended up being psychologists, starving psychologists. You know, thank goodness
and they overestimate their, their actual aptitude. That you get the ones that start into a path and then they back up. It's like, I want to be a psychiatrist, and they get halfway through it, and it's like, yeah, I'll be a psychologist.
Yeah.
Because to get that MD added on, there's a lot more work, and there's a lot of math. Got to do all. You have to, you have to do your residencies. You have to do everything a regular doctor does.
Right. And they don't feel that they have the capacity to succeed, and so they take.
You should have looked at that to start with, and look at what's all going to be involved, and then maybe not start on that. Choose something that will get you towards something that you can do.
Right. Well, see, and that's the thing is a person could say, I'm going to go for psychology and see how I fare, see how well I do. And they fly right through it, and they're going, I don't mind this. I don't mind the workload, the studying. I retain well. I'm doing so good. I should step it up. I should change my major. I think I want to become a doctor. That's the time to make that decision. Don't make the big decision first. Make something a little lesser than and work in that direction, and then decide, I can take it a step further. I know I got the ability, the aptitude, as you said, to reach that. I didn't know for sure when I started, but now I do. And now I'm confident that I can succeed in getting a doctorate. And that's with all this equity business and stuff. It's ridiculous. I don't believe in equity whatsoever. I believe in equality, but not equity.
Personally, I'm a strong believer in equal opportunity.
Exactly.
But that doesn't mean equal results. The results are all on you.
Right. Right. No, that's right. It's really
you have the same chance as everyone else.
Equality, do the right? Equality means everybody's got the same chance. Literally, they got the same opportunity to accomplish something. It doesn't guarantee a thing. It does is say you will have the opportunity if you want to take it. Where equality is saying is, now you don't need opportunity. You can take it and we'll adjust to make sure that that's what the outcome will be. No.
For equity, yeah.
So equity, in my mind, is absolutely ridiculous, because what does it create? What we were talking about earlier, and that's division. That's all equity does. Is actually, they're saying it's to balance everything. Well, no, it doesn't. All it does is it causes more division. Yeah. Well, hey, We rattled on long enough. I got to wrap this up, guys. I'm itching like a bugger. I want to take a pain pill. I don't dare take it while I'm doing this.
Yeah, yeah. Stream will get really wild then. You know,
For a
Stone
little bit,
Sty.
and then I'll be sawing logs. I mean, so, hey, everybody out there, it has been awesome. It's great. Another great Sunday. Thanks for getting this old man through another Sunday. And I will see you all next Sunday for sure. Running Water, thanks for hanging out for the whole stream.
Yeah.
That was awesome. Did you have a safe trip tomorrow? And give me some forewarning when you get near town.
Yep, yep. I'll let you know when I'm actually rolling out of this place. Heading that way, and then
Now,
give you a holler when I'm getting up closer to
Now-
town.
I've got the truck parked out on the street. They won't plow until the snow's done. But and we'll have to. It's tricky getting over that snowbank in the back into the backyard to park. So we'll figure that out tomorrow.
Oh yeah.
So okay, folks. You all have a very nice week, and I shall see you next Sunday at 2:00 as usual. Bye, guys.
Yeah.